Evening right here in the coast city of Enugu State, and you already know what time it is. It's time for NKA only on Afia TV, broadcasting live from the most beautiful part of Nigeria. I'm talking about Enugu, Nigeria, on DSTV 254, Go TV 17, and Free TV 78. My name is Jumaibula Ashebu, and I'm pleased to be here once again. If you're watching us for the first time, a very special thank you for opening your hearts and, of course, your houses to us tonight. Nka simply means art in Igbo. And on the show, we started with having people who are in the entertainment industry come to sit and talk about their journey so far. But over time, we've sort of expanded to people with real life stories and, of course, exciting stories to thrill you every night, every weekday from 8 p.m. through to 9 p.m. only on Afia TV. So you're definitely in for a lot of excitement when you tune into Afia TV. In line with this, it's important for us to wish two very special persons a happy birthday. And starting off with the Nollywood legend, we've been wishing him happy birthday since the beginning of this morning, but of course, it's not too late to say a very happy birthday to the legendary Nkem Owo, a true icon of Nollywood. Your incredible talent and unforgettable performances and timeless humor, most importantly, have shaped the Nigerian film industry and brought joy to millions, from Sophia in London to countless classic roles. Your impact is definitely immeasurable. And of course, wishing you a new year, bringing more health, happiness, more success. And of course, Nollywood and your fans celebrate you today and always. Now, also not forgetting another person who I would like to wish a happy birthday, and wishing the talented Captain Frost Okechukwu Oku, the creative art director for Breath of Life, a very, very happy birthday, wishing him long life, prosperity, and of course, all his heart desires and more. I do have a very, very special person in the studio with us, and I'm sure that you cannot wait for all this has to offer tonight's interview, tonight's episode. Don't go anywhere. Nka, we'll be right back. Only on Afia TV. We're here to give you something rather exciting. And you know, they say good things take time. So, joining us tonight is someone you know, someone you love. But, I mean, we can't talk about this person without talking about Nollywood, Nigeria's film industry, which has come a very long way since the days of movies like Living in Bondage, Nneka the Pretty Serpent. And for the longest time, Lagos has been considered the industry's hub. But if you do recall, vividly, Enugu definitely has played a pivotal role in shaping Nollywood's English language films. And today, filmmakers like my guest, who is popularly known as the Oracle, is defining what it means to make world-class films outside of Lagos. He is an award-winning filmmaker, cinematographer, and editor, popularly known for his films like Love and Oil, Burning Bridges, Blackrose, Levi, and a host of many others. His latest project, Blackout, is set to premiere on the 16th of February, and tonight we will be discussing his journey in Nollywood, the challenges of filmmaking in southeastern Nigeria, and the future of the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming the Oracle himself, Okechukwu Oku. Good evening. It's a pleasure to have you.
Good evening. That was too much. That was a lot.
I mean, we definitely need to set the record straight.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to have you once again.
Thank you so much.
All right. I need to start off with the fact that you are always behind the camera. And I remember talking to someone about you earlier today, and they're like, no, he doesn't like being in front of camera. And I'm like, why? You do this, you've done this for over how many years? And you prefer being, what is so special about being behind the camera that you enjoy more than being in front of the camera?
Well, let's put it this way. I love creating. I love, being behind the camera and watch that art come alive. When you're in front of the camera, you're not watching anything. So I think it's more fun, creating stuff. And at the end of the day, you get to watch it and enjoy it and see how people watch, react to the thing you created, So I'm an extremely shy person in the camera. So Well, the irony of it is behind the camera, I'm so powerful. Yeah, so
A lot of people can testify to that.
yes, of course.
All right. Now, in line with this, I mean, you've shared your story countless times, especially because of the fact that you do a lot. So, starting off with music, which you were actively involved in for over 20 years, setting up some of the most amazing a cappella groups, the Psalmist, and a host of many others. We see you leaving the music industry and delving into filmmaking. And personally, while I want to talk about your journey so far, I think one of the questions that came to mind when I was researching about you is what made you leave music? What enticed you? What was so exciting about movie making that you could let go of music for movie making?
I won't entirely say that I left music, but the business of music is what I left.
Got it.
Because wherever I went to, I still carried my music with me. I currently still have a studio in my office, so there's no way I'm going to leave music. It's totally impossible. Yeah, but the business of music, I said, I just put a pause.
Was there a
on
reason
that.
why?
Well, I did over 20 years, and it got to a point, something inside of me said, this is time to do something else. You understand? Because I give it everything, and I still intend to come back in a way, not really about the business part of it, but just do it for the passion and the love I've always had for music. So, but film, during those days when I make movies, I mean music, I also started making music videos.
Yes.
But there's something different about some of the music videos I make, the likes of Chinike, Resonance,
Yeah, Adada.
Adada.
Yeah.
Then surprisingly, most people don't even know that I'm the one that made Michael Jaya's Go Go Bongo video.
Interesting.
And I did it at a very young age. So
Oh, wow.
it's the art of storytelling that I bring to the music. I like drafting stories, creating stories. I don't just shoot abstract videos for music like most people do. While that is art in itself, I chose to take the approach of a storytelling, direction for my music. So that led me into proper storying for film, because that's proper storytelling for film. Because there is this thing that I see, that this brilliance of putting things together, sometimes not even adding words or dialogue to it, and you still get to feel some way. I see film and putting pictures together the way I see music. You understand? It's about emotion. It's about feeling. And if you're able to get people to feel that way in using picture, then it would also be way more powerful when you can combine that picture and music, because that's what I do in all my films. If you watch any of my films, you will see excellence in the way we bring the pictures together, the actors together, and you also see excellence in the way we use music to play with those pictures. So
that is definitely fantastic. I'm going to give you feedback from what someone said in the office today. I'm not going to call the person's name. But the person said, you know what surprises me and what excites me about the Oracle? I said, what? And she said, he can actually use just 4 people to make a movie. And the first movie that came to mind was Strange. Because while it was full of emotion, we could actually count the cast members. They were not a lot.
you can count the locations too.
I mean, and it was a fantastic movie, if I do say so myself, because it was heart-wrenching. Because when I started watching the movie, I think one of the first things was, why is she treating her mother like that? Why doesn't she love her mother? I mean, I was pissed at her for the longest of time. And when I later saw the other part, I was like, oh, this is the reason why. But you could connect 100. And you didn't need a lot of people to actually do that. So I see when you say that you're definitely particular about the kind of scripts you get and the kind of impact you hope to create in the minds of people, how it makes them feel, how the audience connect to your characters and your storyline. Personally, watching your movies, I think that's what's the most important for you, as opposed to aesthetics. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. Now, you come from a very arty household. Your dad was an artist, God bless his soul. Your dad was a renowned musical artist.
Yeah.
Your younger brother, Selebobo, is also into music.
Everyone, actually.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
Well, almost everyone. Yeah.
Okay.
Almost everyone. Like I have my brother that is also in the US, Emeka, fantastic dancer. My other brother, Onibo, he plays the keyboard. My immediate younger brother, Chede, is a medical doctor. He plays the keyboard. If he's one of the best keyboardists. The last one, he plays the keyboard. So I think it's even Celebboard and then the other, in fact, everyone, almost everyone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so it's not just two of us.
So the question for me is, how would you say the musical side, or growing up in a family filled with music and entertainment, how do you think it's influenced your filmmaking in a way?
Of course, that's like the bedrock, that's the foundation of everything. Growing up in an artistic family, we always watch stuff, and there's a way it appeals to us. And when you want to make yours, you want it to appeal that way. So, and then music, of course, like I said earlier, I see music and picture. I see them as a singular unit.
Yeah.
Kind of like talking to each other. I also see them like their colors, like they feel a certain way when you use them a certain way. Do you understand? So growing up in an artistic family played a major role because as you can see, if you look at my films, they feel different. Mention, I tell stories with little or little cast.
Yeah.
While that is, you can easily say that is cost effective.
It is.
Because you are not using much people. It is very difficult to tell stories with limited people, to tell a unique story. If you have so many characters, you can play with so many, you have wide variety of choices, you have wide variety of locations, so you have headroom to build your story. But when you have limited location and limited cast, you don't have such headroom. So then the work comes to the story first, and how you intend to use the little cast you have to pass beyond dialogue but emotion. Do you understand? So it's not just what they say, it's what they do, the way they react, and the way all that works in the set that you place them. So you have to be very tactical to be able to use limited cast, limited locations. I've actually done a film with 2 people.
Oh wow.
That is yet to drop.
Was it a short movie?
Full movie.
2 people.
It's just 2 people in one room.
I can't wait to see that. Because I know it will blow my mind away.
Yeah.
There's no how we can have this conversation without talking about the origin of Nollywood. While we have different versions of this story, it's important to talk to you about it because you've been in the game for a number of years, a lot of time you've been in the game. And we talk about English movies being made in Lagos, but by Igbo directors, Igbo cinematographers. Got to a time where, of course, in my introduction, talked about Enugu being one of the pivotal, places where a lot of things started. In your opinion, and from your lens, what are your thoughts on where Nollywood originally started? Because I decided to talk about this because we have lots of young ones who are studying theater arts in schools, and no one can really say where the origin of Nollywood started, because you need to know where you're coming from to know where you're going to. So oftentimes I tend to ask this question because I know that we all have our different experiences as to where we think or where we saw that Nollywood started. So I'm interested to hear your opinion and your thoughts on the origin of Nollywood, where it all began, and where where we are right now.
That history hasn't, properly been written in a way.
Of course.
And that's because there's a lot of speculation on the inconsistency.
Yes.
When people describe that source from different angles, there's a lot of inconsistency. And I cannot boast to have that knowledge as well. I can only speak on my own personal experience as a filmmaker. I mean, at growing up, when I started, I didn't start making film when film was a thing in Enugu. I was still doing music then, but in my sense of it, it's the industry started heavy here. But even at that time, the Yoruba people were making their own films.
Got it.
In their own way, But that business of filmmaking, the thing that really boomed, I think it started from the
The
East.
distribution.
Yeah, it started from the traders, the marketers who used to sell,
Road.
who used to sell cassettes. They would ship cassettes and all things, and then all of a sudden someone shoots something and say, oh, if we put this thing we shoot inside this cassette, because they saw those two things are two different entities. If you put them inside the cassette will sell. It was for them to sell the cassette, the VHS tape. So they started importing these things and dubbing it, and it grew into this massive business that we call Nollywood. So I still think we need to cap it up, up for those marketers, because they're the ones that have the balls to make that investment. But everything has, history, time has changed and things have changed. The business is now open to anyone who has a channel. You can run you don't need to, the trade has changed because, I think the time is evolving. So, but my own experience, I think at that time, that business of filmmaking started from the East.
I like the angle you're coming from, and it takes me.
Not that filmmaking.
No. Yes, I mean, I stand by what you said.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to go with what you said. I mean, it's your experience, and I'm trying to connect it to why Afia TV exists. While I feel like that is correct, Afia TV exists to celebrate the spirit of enterprise of the average Southeastern man that doesn't need a product to sell to start a business. And it just makes me realize every single day how enterprising the Southeastern man is. I'm not from the East. I'm Igbo by association, but I'm from the Northeast. And coming here, to start my life and journey so far, NYSC bringing me here, I've definitely experienced a lot. And that's why I haven't left. So Igbo people, when it comes to business, I'm sorry, are number one. It is, you can't even go there. You can't contest that.
Yeah.
But now, I like to segue away from this conversation, which I will still come back to the fact that I feel like you need to be a brand ambassador for Enugu. Because there is no interview that I've watched where you don't talk about your love for Enugu.
Yes.
Now, I'll quote you on some of the things you've said. You've said one of the reasons why you chose to remain here is, of course, things have evolved, and it doesn't matter where you make the movies. It just your audience is global, and if you know that your audience is global, then you can reach out. It doesn't matter where the movies are made.
Correct.
Just the quality, and I mean, you can get audience from anywhere.
Yeah.
You've also talked about how serene the environment is in the South. It feels like I'm selling Enugu, and I need to do that.
Enugu needs to be sold.
I know. Yeah. And what I love most about what you've said, just to mention a few, is the fact that Lagos didn't work for you. And oftentimes, especially from the Southeast, as it concerns the young ones, you see a lot of them saying what they need to prosper or what they need to, for lack of better words, blow or go viral. They can't find it here. They have to go to Lagos to reach a certain height or get a certain visibility. And we have you who's been here, who's been in so many countries. I mean, I watched interviews where you talked about working in the UK, in the US, in Sierra Leone, in a lot of places. Coming back here to say, this is home. I need to understand more of where that is coming from, because not a lot of people agree when we say that you can definitely make it regardless of where you are.
Yeah. I stand by my assertion that you can make it regardless of where you are. But having said that, this is my personal experience.
Got it.
And it may not work for the next person. I've had so many people call me from outside the country, Lagos, and say, okay, Kanona Igbo, what are you still doing here? The truth is, there is a truth in the deficiency in Enugu. But there is also the truth in the serenity and the how do I put it? There's this thing about Enugu that stars and skilled individuals are easily nurtured here. You understand? We have shipped so many people out of Enugu. Unfortunately, Enugu is not built in a way to sustain what they create. And that's the reason why when these people are, get to a certain stage in their careers, they choose Lagos, which of course is a more business-oriented place, and that has worked for so many people. So you can't take that fact away that something is wrong. But I always say that if something is wrong, for whoever is complaining about it, maybe it's for you to fix it. Because the truth is that it has also worked for certain people here, but maybe they have put in a little more effort. Personally, I think for what I do, it doesn't matter where you are. You can make a film, you can do whatever. If you make a music anywhere, once it has a global appeal and you have your marketing strategy and you have your plans set out, you will make it. You understand? And people will ask, where is this person? A lot of people don't even know I'm in Enugu. They still think I'm in Lagos. You understand? Lagos is a very beautiful place, but I can't stay there. I love Enugu. Enugu is so peaceful, so serene. And in fact, I've been in the US and changed my ticket to come back earlier, back to Enugu.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So that's how I love it. But I won't gonna. That's my personal love for Enugu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you may be right saying I should be a brand ambassador.
I'm putting it out there.
You may be right. So.
I'm putting it out there. So I feel like a lot of young ones will learn a lot from you tonight. Less on the location, more on the quality of work and how you plan to market and put it out to the world. What would you say is your favorite Southeastern meal?
Meal what?
Southeastern meal, food.
Okay, food. My best food. My best food is the one my wife makes. So, and that would be unripe plantain porridge with esule esulazo.
Got it.
You understand? But I love so many other meals. I love bitter leaf soup.
Enugu.
I
Check.
love bitter leaf soup. I love nsala soup. And I love jipacha. You know, awaya, awunya, bakana.
Yeah,
You know,
I love it too.
yeah. So, but my best food is unripe plantain porridge with fish.
Lots of fish and meats and scent leaf.
You know,
good. You like good things. We'll go for a quick break right now while we simmer on this. And when we do come back, remember we'll be talking about Blackout, the movie. Don't go anywhere. NKA, we'll be right back. NKA only on Afia TV. Remember, it's been an exciting journey and conversation with the one and only Oracle himself. I'm talking about Okechukwu Oku, the filmmaker and creative director, Pure Sounds and Visual Technology. It's still a pleasure to have you with us here.
Pleasure's all mine.
It's important to also note that you can definitely go to YouTube and stream a lot of movies from Oracle Films. Is that the name of the YouTube handle?
Yeah, but YouTube channel doesn't have so much films. We have our own streaming platform.
Oh, you have what's the name of your own streaming platform?
oraclefilms.tv. It's just like Netflix.
Got it. Guys, you heard it. oraclefilms.tv. If you want to watch, a lot of amazing stuff there. oraclefilms.tv. Go there, enjoy. And I think they're also open for business in case you're a budding Southeastern creative who makes quality work. Exactly. They do not take anything that is
emphasize
quality. So you can definitely reach out to them. You never know what will happen. But of course, right before we continue the conversation and get to talk about Blackout, it's important for us to appreciate you. And we only know one way to appreciate our guests, which we will be showing you in just a bit. Guys, I'd like us to celebrate. Well, personally, I feel he's an ambassador of Enugu, as far as I'm concerned. Let's just celebrate him tonight and show him how much we love him.
This picture.
How far back is this photo?
It's way up, over 20 years, man.
Oh, wow.
But my first big car that people didn't believe was bought from music.
Oh, wow.
That's my wife. We were in Bishop Onabogo's office at the time.
Oh, wow. A lot of people love this photo. I've seen it everywhere.
I used it as my office official picture for a long time.
You look a lot younger here.
See fine boy now. See fine boy. I think this was
Clean the Drunk.
Yeah, that's Clean the Drunk. I don't think this is Enugu. I think we went somewhere and we met. Yeah, that's my boy, my son.
Oh, wow.
Duke. He's taller than me now.
I can only imagine.
This is me editing in Lagos. Okay, no, this is Pure Sound. That's the studio.
Oh.
Yeah, the studio, yes.
That's lovely.
That's when I went to visit P Square.
Oh, wow. How many years ago?
I can't remember. That was still around, maybe around 15, 16 years ago. Thereabouts.
Interesting.
Okay, this is way back. That's Psalmist.
Oh.
A few members of Psalmist. This is way back. That's way above 20 years. This is still way back. I think it's a few years after, I think a year or two after our wedding.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good times.
That's the wedding.
Are you serious? Your traditional ceremony?
Yeah, that's Ailo.
Oh,
That's
wow.
my friend. That's the wedding. That's traditional wedding.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this is us filming for this Reverend Sisters, Daughters of Divine Love.
Oh.
That's many years ago.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Look at what I go so much more.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I think still Daughters of Divine Love. This thing, I still have this crane. I can't believe it.
Wow.
That's it, Daughters of Divine Love.
Oh.
Yeah, we were making a video for them at the time.
That is
Who
amazing.
does these pictures?
Well, I mean, we do what we do. We do what we do.
Should be playing some kind of background music now.
I know, right?
So that emotions will be rolling, you know.
Maybe we'll get from one of your movies.
That
soundtrack.
Yes, no.
But why we do show those photos is to give you a blast from the past and to remind you of how far you've come. You've come a very long way, and it's our own way of celebrating your hard work, your resilience, and the fact that you choose not to settle for less or something less excellent. So we showed us photos to say thank you for what you do, and of course looking forward to more future endeavors and more things and more amazing.
We're just getting started.
I know, this is just the beginning. More amazing, movies and stuff to come from Oracle Films.
Yes.
All right. Right before we delve into Blackout, I just have two questions.
Okay.
Because it's important for us, as much as we talk about Nollywood and movie making, over time, if we don't talk about problems and trying to prefer solutions, well, there won't be any change.
Okay.
So first off, the question is, if you were to change something about Nollywood in general, what will that be?
That's a trick question. There's so much to change. Are you asking me to pick?
Just pick one from that, and then we'll delve into the Southeast, which is home.
There are so many issues, but I think one of the biggest ones, maybe from this side, will be we need to do something about our financing system. Because we've lost a lot of creatives due to lack of,
Value system?
Yeah, financing system. Like people come up with ideas. They don't. There's no mechanism for them to access funds to give birth to those ideas. So they end up leaving Nigeria or
and we can
the
connect
States.
it to the government, because when we talk about ways that the government can actually step in and help creatives and help the movie industry, this is one of the ways. Access
For
to
me,
grants.
it's very important to keep our creatives working, doing something, because when you have something and you want to express and you can't, you're gonna explode. And at some point, you want to leave and go somewhere else where you can express. And I think that's a major issue, because if you keep losing all your creatives to different states, you won't have anyone left.
Definitely. All right. Now, as it concerns Enugu, I've seen, and the Southeast, I've heard you talk about the fact that we have unhealthy competition. I've heard you talk about we need to have more security, especially as the nighttime is definitely most favorable sometimes to shoot some scenes. I've heard you talk about, just like you said, appreciating the creatives we have here, and we need to value them.
Very important.
Yeah, we need to appreciate them more and of course, set up a certain level of value system where they feel appreciated and where they feel like their work actually counts for something. So in line with some of these issues you've raised up, what would you say is the solution to making the Nollywood from the Southeast regain its place at the forefront? I'm not saying we're not there. but we can actually be better. We can actually be further. We can do more things, and of course, go more global than we are right now.
I think appreciating, finding a way to increase our value system for those who have paid their dues in the industry and maybe from the East or remain in the East needs to change completely. Because, I mean, for example, today is Nkemo's birthday,
70th.
and the state should be celebrating. The state should be celebrating this icon. But here we are. And that's a problem, because when young people watch how our older ones that are legends are treated, they're not inspired. You know, it's not worth it, you know. So I think the state needs to do more, you know, because once people are valued, I mean, by now, we should be naming streets after some of them. You know, this is Nkemo Street or something like that. You know, in US, you become a star, and you have a Hall of Fame.
You have a day after you.
You understand?
Yeah.
You know, so when we do that, we encourage those who are skilled to stay back and work hard, knowing fully well that if they make it, you know, that they'll have a share of that celebration. So I think our value system needs to change, and I think that's a job for the states to do, because we can't keep leaving individuals to, or you know, private companies to do that kind of thing. It would be too much for them to do.
Definitely.
The government needs to step in. You know.
One more thing I remembered before we delve into the Blackout is the fact that I appreciate something you did, and we're talking about it in the office today. The fact that you use, as much as you use known faces, which of course lots of filmmakers are known for, especially when it comes to the business of filmmaking, of course, it sells. But I also noticed that you use a lot of unknown faces sometimes to star at the forefront in your movies. And one of the things that came to mind as a reason is because of unpredictability. Most times when we see these big stars, we're like, we know where this movie is. He's a pastor, right? We see this lady, and it will end up like this.
They'll end up together.
Yes.
You know.
And when we see people that we don't know or haven't seen on screen too much, we don't know what to expect. So we're put on the hot seat. So why else, apart from this thought that came to mind, is there another reason why you enjoy harnessing? There's a movie of yours where it was said that you did train that person. It was a lady. You did train her very well for that role, and she went on to, you know, get nominated at the EMVCA's.
Blackrose.
Exactly.
Blackrose.
So I see you doing a lot of that, which is definitely going to help the next generation, and that's what we need right now.
Okay.
But why else?
See, this is why I'll use Blackrose as a case study.
Got it.
When you want to star big actors, once you pay them and they get into your job, most of them, I'm not saying all of them, most of them, their attention is already on the next job. And they want to get yours done quickly and leave. And, you know, when you're working with someone who is on the clock, and he's saying, man, my clock is ticking. Do you understand?
I have another set to be.
It tends to disorganize someone who is passionate, who wants to work from his heart, because you just want to get the best. And sometimes trying to get the best takes a little more time. So I choose, especially for Blackrose, I chose to work with someone who, you know, his future is ahead and looking into that, he wants to work hard to build something. So when you say, no, we need to build, we need 3 months to train, we need 1 month to work on this, the person will say, no problem, let's work. But they can't get any big artists to, do you understand? So they will give you more attention because they need it.
Yes.
They need it. They need that film that will push them into their future, into their, you understand? So they will tend to work harder and spend more time with you, and you get what you want. You know.
Well, that's rather exciting. And now that you say it, I've worked in the movie industry. Started off with some of the production houses. Worked my way from a production assistant at prop person to wardrobe assistant. So most of the things I remember seeing them on set, and they're telling you that they're juggling 2 sets. You see actors work really hard.
They still do that too.
Actors work really hard.
But I don't call that hard work. I don't know. I call that indiscipline. When you're on a job, you're wearing a character.
Yeah.
How do you shuttle another character? I mean, you need to get off this character and then become the next person. Now that's what happens when people move from roles to roles.
Yeah.
They are moving themselves into different films, not the character they're supposed to be wearing. I mean, you get into my job, you are Mr. Dan. You cannot go to the next job and be Mr. Dan.
True.
You have to be someone else. And there's no way. These things take emotion, takes energy for you to become. That's why sometimes when you get into a set, the way we do our films, you get into a set, it still takes time, a couple of days, maybe second day or third day for your characters to start getting into their character. Do you understand? And that is wrong. And that's because we don't build. You know, so by the time you juggle from one set to the other, you don't know when you start playing the character you're playing in this other place. You start playing it in that, and most people don't even know. As long as they get there, in fact, some people will put one person and plan. Other producers will plan. You shoot here, shoot here. I mean, that's the mess, you know. But not for the kind of films that some of us make. No, we don't do that. You dedicate. You come in. You focus. You dedicate your time with us. And you get it done.
I definitely agree with you, especially now looking at Hollywood, why they take a year to prepare for movies.
Yeah.
You see actors and actresses go through weight loss, go through a lot of, you know, emotions and circles. And just for a movie, I mean, what you're saying is definitely what a lot of people need to hear. And of course, trying to correct this year.
Yeah, and then that now poses another challenge, which is budget, because if you want someone to stay that long, they will argue, are you going to pay me to stay that long? And that is one of the reasons why I said, okay, you know what, if I want to do this and I want to spend time building and I cannot pay this person, I'll have to look for someone I can pay.
Of course.
Someone who can now build. So cost is also, but because I'm sure that there are some actors who are willing to give time and to put that time on the work, but can you pay for it? Becomes a question.
Those are the questions.
Yeah.
All right, now it's time for us to talk about the most amazing movie trending at the moment. I'm talking about Blackout, the movie. But before we get into the conversation, I'd like you to see a little clip of what to expect as it concerns Blackout, the movie.
I know what's going through your mind now. But I want you to know, Judith, I love you. I've known it all that time. I knew it then. I know it now. Hey. And I will always know it. Calm down. Ma. Madam Karusi.
Are you okay?
How can I be okay when you're the air that I breathe and you're not here? Pedro, can I be the mistake I made last time?
Jim deal.
What?
Guinea.
Who the fuck are these people?
I'm sure you're blown away by that action-packed trailer that you just watched. Of course, remember that Blackout, the movie, is premiering in Enugu on the 16th of February. And it makes me want to ask, I'm seeing a lot of action. It feels like an action film. One thing I know about your movies is the fact that you're into drama, you're into realism, you are concerned about social vices and social issues when it comes to movies that you make.
Yeah.
Is this going to be one of them?
Yes.
Okay, talk to us about what inspired it and what people should expect.
I'll be very honest with you. This movie wasn't really made out of inspiration. So I was planning something else because I have fantastic writers that I partner with. So sometimes they just send in scripts and I read and I say, oh, this is wonderful, let me work on this. So I was planning something else. And one of my writers, his name is Chetanna, Bara is resident in UK now. He calls me up and says, I have this experimental script I'm working on. When I heard experimental, my spider senses just tingled, you know, and I'm like, he says, just if you don't like, you can get someone to pay for it. I say, I will pay for it. I've not read the script, but I say, as long as it's experimental, I will pay for it. I like, you know, different, you know, having different, not the regular things that everybody writes about love. And I mean, this, you know, has kind of like comprises of love and the rest of that. But there's something unique about the story. So I didn't read it for about a month after I acquired it. And one day I was in my You know, I draw inspiration from the restroom. And so I was there and I decided to read. And I read the first few scenes and I had to call him and say, oh boy, which kind of script you give me? So, you know, he said, what's the problem? I said, no, you didn't tell me this was fantastic. You know, so I kept reading and kept reading. And when I finished, I immediately dropped the previous script and I said, this is what I'm going to shoot. Fantastic. And then we started fixing, because if I get a script, what I do is I read it and I read it. Sometimes I read it over like 10 times. And I start looking at the potholes in the story, what we need to change. And then being from the East, what can I do to bring in our values into the film? To, you know, since we're going to obviously shoot it here. And then we decided, okay, let's do something different. Let's do the street Igbo, you know, let the street Igbo come in so that our language comes in and it will not be too like a written Igbo kind of thing, to be something that people in the street will reckon with, you know, the likes of Jerry's fan and Fino's fan or Flavor's fan. And that's what led to the amazing, I mean, I would argue that this is the best film I've ever shot.
Wow.
Yes. So it's a work of art, this film.
I'm sure your fans are wondering, will some of your fans be invited to the premiere? Because I know lots of them are itching and they're saying, where can we watch it? What can we do? I wish we did have more time, because it takes me to the cinema culture in the Southeast. While we talk about the need, of course, for Southeastern filmmakers to definitely make movies here and do all of that, there is a problem of
there's a problem.
The cinema culture in the Southeast. Well, that being said, guys, it's premiering on the 16th of February 2025, and this is one movie you definitely need to look out for. Blackout, the movie, coming true. And of course, I know subsequently you get to see the times and dates where you can definitely go to cinemas or whatever streaming platform that this movie...
21st.
On the 21st.
It will be in the cinemas nationwide on the 21st.
You heard it here first. 21st. It will be 21st of February. It will be in all cinemas nationwide. You definitely need to go look out for Blackout, the movie. And like he said, this is one of the best he's ever made. Well, guys.
The best.
This is the best.
Yes.
I scratched that. Correct. The best he's ever made. Yes. Well, we'll go for one final break. And when we do come back, I have something exciting for you. Of course, he will be surprised too. Don't go anywhere.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
So welcome to the final lap of NKA Only on Afia TV. And believe you me, I wish we had more time to delve into a lot of issues, talk about movies, Nollywood. But of course, sadly, we'll need to say goodbye soon. And it's been an amazing time with the Oracle himself, Okechukwu Oku, filmmaker and creative director, Pure Sounds and Visual Technology. Well, at this time, we usually play games. And I know how you asked me, are you sure I'm not going to drink anything? Well, you're not drinking anything.
Okay.
But I don't know when last someone asked you to do this. You've been in the music industry for 20 years. And I was going to ask what parts, wait for it. I was going to ask what part you used to sing when...
Are you going to ask me to sing?
Of course. So I would like to know your favorite artist, favorite song. What genre would you say is your best genre?
I like every music.
We love it
You'll
too.
be shocked. I love Makossa like crazy. Like the old ones, the 1960s.
For real?
Like crazy. I love the guitars when they're playing. I love every music. I love listening to the trailer of Blackout. You could hear the classic in the score. Like I love every music. Once it's well done, I just love it. So
we love it too. I mean, you have definitely been able to set up a lot of a cappella. You can think of a song. We'd like to hear you sing, actually. That's the bottom line of all these things I'm saying.
Right,
a lot of people have not heard you sing in a while. And we'd like to hear you sing something.
I don't know what to say.
You can't sing anything. I'll give you options about songs. I mean, you shot the video for Adada. Just an example. You shot so many. I mean, is it jazz? What genre are you looking for? Is it jazz? Is it Makossa? Is it whichever you like to sing? Very briefly. It doesn't have to be long. Just like 1 line, 2 lines, we're good.
Voila.
Any.
I'm thinking of a song.
Okay,
From
a Southeastern artist. Anyone. Do you remember any of your dad's songs? I don't know. It came to mind just now.
I'm not good with singing. Some of his songs are
Okay.
old, some rather old songs. My vocal excellence will not come out in that one, you know.
Oh, okay. No
I'm
problem.
just
Pick anyone that your vocal excellence will shine through. We're waiting for you.
I'm going to do a gospel song.
Got it.
It won't be my best performance
No
with respect to
problem.
vocal,
No
but I just
problem.
love the song because I love growing up. I love Don Moen
Oh, yeah.
a lot, a lot. I love Don Moen. So
The floor is yours.
I just wanna be where you are, in your dwelling place forever. Take me to the place where you are. I just wanna be. I just wanna be with you.
And so you say you don't still have it. Since we don't like things like that here. Look at this Nigerian idol
Oh my
voice.
God, I can't
You
believe that.
definitely need to go back. But it was such a pleasure having
Thank
you.
you so
Remember,
much.
guys, the Blackout the movie is coming your way on the 21st of February, out in all cinemas nationwide from the 21st of February. And of course, you have a chance to watch Blackout the movie and see what makes it amazing. I can't wait to see it, and I'm sure you can't. And also on that note, we say goodbye. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at Afia TV Official, and keep a date with the beautiful, amazing Grace Ajayi for news tonight only on Afia TV. I remain Jimmai Bulama Ashebu, telling you good night, and I'll see you next week.